This is a question from logical reasoning. Refer the statement and solve the questions according to the conclusions. Statement given to us are some pigeons are birds, some birds are alive, and the conclusion is some pigeons are alive, some birds are pigeons. Options are only one follows, only two follows, both one and two follows, or none follows. So basically we need to figure out which of the conclusion follows from the given statement. Let us try to draw the Venn diagram for this. Some pigeons are birds, some pigeons are birds, some pigeons are birds. Some birds are alive, some birds are alive. Now there may be a case that this alive circle may pass through the intersection of pigeons and birds, because some birds are alive, and since some pigeons are birds, therefore it may be possible that some pigeons who are birds are also alive. Therefore conclusion 1 follows. Some pigeons, those who are birds, are also alive, hence conclusion 1 follows. Some birds are pigeons. Since some pigeons are birds, therefore some birds are also pigeons. It is like when we convert one statement into other form and we see that some A are B, so it also implies that some B, not some, sorry, not some A or B is given to us, it also implies that all B are A. No B is A implies no A is B. Also, when all A are B, all A are B also implies also implies some B are A, and some A are not B is not convertible. So basically these three are the conversion of one statement type into other. That is, some A are B implies all B are A. No B is A implies no A is B. All A are B implies some B are A. So when it is given that some birds are pigeons, therefore some pigeons, those who are birds, implies that some birds are there who are pigeons also. Therefore both 1 and 2 conclusion follows, hence option C is the correct answer.
This is a question from aptitude. The given direction is we have to answer the questions 6 to 10 based on the information that we are given below. There are 12 persons named O till Z who lives in a multi-story apartment. The apartment has 3 floors and each floor has 4 rooms, that is 3 floors 1, 2 and 3, and each floor has 4 rooms, namely flat 1, flat 2, flat 3 and flat 4. These 12 persons who live in a set of 12 rooms can be represented by a matrix of 3 rows and 4 columns. So this is the matrix representation. Now there are 10 points given below. Based on the points given, let's try to construct how the persons are arranged in the flat. So let's try to place the persons. The first point that we got is Q lives immediate left below diagonally of a person who lives immediate left below diagonally of T. Now the other point we can use is T lives immediate left above diagonally of a person who lives third to the right of V. This point, and Q lives immediate left of a person who lives 2 rooms below W in the same column. So that is the third point that we have. Now based on these 3 points, let's try to place the persons. We can place the person Q here V here, W here, and T here. So based on these 3 points, we can place the persons accordingly. So Q lives immediate left of a person who lives 2 rooms below W in the same column. That is one point. T lives immediate left above diagonally of a person who lives third to the right of V. That is this. So based on this point, we can arrive at this relation. And Q lives immediate left below diagonally of a person who lives immediate left below diagonally of T. So that is this. Now based on these points, we can arrive at this conclusion. Now the next point given is R lives to the immediate right of a person who lives immediate right above diagonally of Q. So the point is R lives immediate right of a person who lives immediate right above diagonally of Q. Based on that, we can place R here. Also, some information regarding the salary is also given, but let's ignore it for now. Next point is S lives immediate left above diagonally of a person who lives immediate left above diagonally of Z. Now, based on that, we can put S as well as Z. Z can be placed here. Now, the point is X lives immediate right above diagonally of a person who lives immediate right below diagonally of O. That is this point. Now, based on that, we can put O as well as X here. Next, the point is P lives immediate right above diagonally of a person who lives immediate right above diagonally of Y. So based on that, we can place P. P can be placed here as well as Y can be placed here. So that is also completed this point. Now the next point that we can take is Z is living to the immediate left of you who receives a salary of 46,000. That is this particular point. So we can put U here as well as the salary received by you is 46,000. Now, the person who lives on one of the floors from left to right receives the salary in the same order of 50,000, 40,000, 47,000, and 46,000. Since we have this information of 46,000 to the right, we can place it here. That is 50,000, 48,000, 47,000, and 46,000. Now, the person who lives on one of the floor receives salary in the same order of 37,000, 42,000, 36,000, and 43,000. So, we can place it in the second floor, that is 37,000, 42,000, 36,000, and 43,000. And finally, the last one, that is the person who lives on one of the floors receives salary in the same order of 45,000, 30,000, 35,000, and 40,000. So this can be placed on first floor. That is from right to left is the order given. So this is 45,000, this is 38,000, this is 35,000, and this is 40,000. So now we have the complete matrix. So the difficulty in such question is completing the matrix. Once the matrix is completed, we can easily find the answers to all the questions. So let's see the questions one by one. This is the matrix that we created earlier. Now the question is, what is the aggregate salary of people living at the right end of the apartment? That is aggregate salary of these people. This particular column. We have 45,000 plus 43,000 plus 46,000. So this would be equal to 1,34,000. So option B is the correct answer. These are option A, B, C, D. So option B is the correct answer. Then the next question is, What is the salary received by a person who lives second to the right of S? So the question is again, what is the salary received by a person who lives second to the right of S? So second to the right of S. This is S, to the right of S, second. 1, 2, that is T. The salary received is 38,000. Option 4 is the correct answer. The next question, what is the sum of salaries received by A, by Y and P? And the options are A, B, C and D here. And the question is sum of Y and P. Y is this 48,000 plus P is 45,000. Y and P. This is 93,000. Option C is the correct answer here. The next question is, who among the following lives third to the left of U? So the question is third to the left of U. Let's find U. Third to the left of U is Q. Third to the left of U. This is left of U and third will be 1, 2 and 3. So Q is the one. So option B or option 2 is the correct answer here and Q is the correct. And the last question is, what is the sum of salaries received by persons living on top floor of the apartment? That is this particular floor. We have 40,000 plus 35,000 plus 38,000 plus 45,000. So the correct answer would be 1,58,000. So option A or option 1 is the correct answer here.
This is a question on logical reasoning. Here, relationship between different elements is given in a statement and the statement is followed by two conclusions. We need to figure out which conclusion follows based on the given statement. So the statement given to us is T greater than equal to U equal to V less than equal to W less than equal to X. And the second statement given to us is V is greater than equal to Y. Now let us check the first conclusion, Y less than equal to T. So since T is greater than equal to U equal to V and V from the second statement, since V is greater than equal to Y, so we put it here and we make the combined statement as T greater than equal to U equal to V greater than equal to Y. From this we understand that Y is less than or equal to V, and since V is equal to U, therefore Y is less than or equal to U, and since U is less than equal to T, therefore Y is also less than or equal to T. So since Y is less than equal to V and V is equal to U, therefore Y is less than equal to U, and since U is less than or equal to T, therefore indirectly Y is also less than equal to T. So this first conclusion is following from the statement. U is greater than equal to X. Okay. Now from the first statement we see that U is equal to V and V is less than equal to W. W is less than X. Since U is equal to V and V is less than equal to W, therefore U is also less than or equal to W and W is less than X. So since U is less than equal to W and W is less than X, therefore U is also less than X. Hence U cannot be greater than or equal to X. Therefore only conclusion 1 follows, and hence option A is the correct answer. This is a question from logical reasoning. Here we are given a statement or statements where relationship between different elements is given, and the statement is followed by two conclusions, and we need to figure out which of the conclusion follows from the statement. So the statement given to us is P less than equal to Q less than equal to R greater than S. This is first statement. Second is T greater than equal to R. And third statement is S greater than equal to U. Now let us check the if conclusion 1 follows or not, that is T greater than equal to S. Now since T is greater than equal to R from second statement, and here we see that R is greater than S. So R is greater than S. Since T is greater than equal to R and R is greater than S, hence T is also greater than S. This follows from these two combining statement 1 and 2. Therefore conclusion 1 follows. U is less than R. Okay. So let us see the third statement. S is greater than or equal to U and S is less than R. S is less than R. So combining the first statement and the third statement, we see that R is greater than S and S is greater than equal to U. Therefore R is greater than U. Hence U is less than R. Therefore statement 2 also follows. Therefore option D is the correct answer. This is a question from logical reasoning. Here we are given few statements and the relationship between different elements of the statement is provided. The statement is followed by two conclusions and we need to figure out which of the conclusion follows from the given statement. So the given statement to us is A less than equal to B less than C greater than equal to D. This is the first statement. Second statement is C less than equal to E less than equal to F. Now let us check for the first conclusion, that is F greater than equal to D. So F is greater than equal to E greater than equal to C from the second statement. F is greater than equal to E and E is greater than equal to C. And since C is greater than equal to D from the first statement, therefore we see that F is also greater than equal to D. Therefore conclusion 1 is following. Let us check for the second conclusion, A greater than E. Now E is greater than equal to C. E is greater than equal to C. C is greater than B and B is greater than equal to A from the first statement. C is greater than equal to E is given in the E is greater than equal to C is given in the second statement, and C is greater than equal to B is from the first statement, and B is greater than equal to A is also from the first statement. So since E is greater than equal to C and C is greater than B and B is greater than equal to A, therefore C is greater than A. And since E is greater than equal to C and C is greater than A, therefore E is also greater than, if C is greater than A, then E is also greater than A. Hence A is greater than E is not following. Therefore only conclusion 1 is following. Hence option A is the correct answer. This is an aptitude question based on permutations and combinations. What is the total number of ways to reach A to B in the given network? So we have to reach from A to B in the given network. We need to figure out the total number of ways to reach from A to B. Options are 12, 16, 20, 22. Suppose this is the first level, this is the second level, this is the third level. Suppose these are the nodes here. Now reaching from A to the first level, A to first level, we have 4 ways. Similarly, For each of the node reaching from first to second level, we have two ways. First to second level, we have two ways. Again, reaching from second to third level, we again have two ways for each of the node. And finally, for reaching to B from third level, we have a single way for each of the node. So from the fundamental principles of counting, it is total number of ways are 4 cross 2 cross 2 cross 1, which comes to 16. Hence option B is the correct answer.
This is a question from algorithms. What is the running time complexity of the following recursive function? We have a function named int compufun which takes an integer argument. If it is n is less than or equal to 2, then it returns. Else, we are recursively computing the value of compufun floor of square root of n plus n. So this is the recursive function. So let's try to write the recurrence relation. For the time being, let's ignore the floor value. It does not have much impact when we are calculating the time complexity. So we can write the recurrence relation as T of n is equal to T of root n plus 1, where n is greater than or equal to 2. This n is ignored because only this parameter is causing the recursive function's computation. And based on the value of n, we are just adding this value. So this is like a constant addition only. So the recurrence part is only T of root n. So let's calculate. So we can write it as T of n is equal to T of n to the power 1 by 2 plus a constant 1. Now assume n is equal to 2 to the power m. Then we can write it as T of 2 to the power m is equal to T of 2 to the power m by 2 plus 1. Now assuming that T of 2 to the power m is equal to S of k, we can write S of k is equal to S of k by 2 plus 1 can be replaced by a constant c. Look at this particular recurrence relation. This recurrence relation represents the recurrence relation for binary search. So without using any master's theorem or any substitution method, we can outrightly solve this. So the time complexity for this is theta of log k. This is the answer. Now this is in terms of k. K has to be replaced with this, that is 2 power m. So 2 power m has to be replaced with n. So we can write this finally as theta of log of k is 2 power m, then 2 power m is n. Finally, the question is asked in terms of n. So replacing this with n, we will get k is replaced to n. We can write it as log of log n. So the correct answer is theta of log n. Option D is the correct answer here.
This is a question from Java. The static keyword word is used in public static void main statement in Java for to enable the JVM make to call to the main as class has not been instantiated, as class has not been inherited, class has not been loaded, or else class has not been finalized. So we need to find the significance of static keyword. What we know is main is an entry point to JVM. JVM we all know is Java Virtual Machine. Java Virtual Machine. So the role of adding static for any statement, as in the statement public static void main, is to declare it as the class entity. To declare it as a class entity. If we don't include static statement there, then it will make it as an instance or instance method or the instance variables. So this static before methods or variables make them as a class entity, i.e. class methods and class variables respectively. Therefore, static methods and variables can be directly accessed with the help of class, and hence therefore it is not needed to create objects in order to access static method or class. Therefore option A is the correct option to enable the JVM to make call to the main as class has not been instantiated. This is a question from software engineering. A software requirements specification document should avoid discussing which of the following. Options are user interface issues, non-functional requirements, design solutions, or interfaces with third-party software. So basically an SRS or a software requirement specification is a description of software system to be developed. So basically it includes functional, non-functional requirements, interface issues or interface information, maintenance information, performance related information, etc. And design part or the design specification is part of software implementation. It is a part of implementation. And not the part of SRS or the software requirement specification. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is option C. This is a question from software engineering. Changes are made to the system to reduce the future system failure chances are called. Options are preventive maintenance, adaptive maintenance, corrective maintenance, or perfective maintenance. The correct answer for this question is option A, preventive maintenance. Let us know about all the maintenance types. So first is corrective maintenance. What is corrective maintenance? Corrective maintenance is modification of software product performed after delivery to correct the discovered problems. Maintenance performed to correct discovered problems. Next is adaptive maintenance. What is adaptive maintenance? Modifications performed to make the software suitable with the changing environment. Usable with changing environment. Next is perfective maintenance. Perfective maintenance is done to improve the performance or maintainability. And the last is preventive maintenance. Preventive maintenance is modification of software product after delivery to detect and correct the latent faults in the software before they become effective faults. So before becoming the effective faults, if we correct the system so that the faults don't occur, then this is called preventive maintenance. We are following a preventive approach so that the latent faults which are there should not convert to effective faults. Hence option A is the correct answer. This is a question from computer networks. Which among the following types of servers filters website traffic? Options are POP server, database server, proxy server, or mail server. So POP stands for Post Office Protocol. POP stands for Post Office Protocol. The main task of is retrieving emails from mail servers. Database server is used for providing database services. Proxy server acts as an intermediate between client and the actual server. So the traffic which is coming from the client side or the request which is coming from the client side is being filtered, and the mail server is like to provide the mail services. For the intended recipients. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is option C, proxy server. This is a question from software engineering. In the context of modular software design, which one of the following combination is desirable? High cohesion, high coupling, low coupling, low cohesion, high coupling, and low cohesion or low coupling. So what we know is cohesion is a measure of internal strength, while coupling is a measure of interdependency. Cohesion is a measure of internal strength within the module, while coupling is a measure of interdependency among the modules. So remember these terms. Now for the software design, we'll move with high cohesion and low coupling. High cohesion, why we use this? Because it promotes the encapsulation criteria, so that it is a desirable property of module. Therefore, cohesion should be high for a modular software. And coming to coupling, it should be low, because objects do not interchange or change each other's internal data, and thus they are weakly coupled, and weakly coupling between the objects enhances the understandability of the design. So if there is a very low coupling among the modules or the different concepts, then each and every module you can understand by isolating the other modules, as in this can be separately understood, this can be separately understood, and hence it is also one of the desirable property for modular software design. Therefore, the answer for this question is option B, high cohesion and low coupling. This is a question from digital logic. How many AND, OR XOR gates are required for the implementation of full adder? Options are 122, 221, 322, 301 or none of the above. Let me draw the full adder using these gates. X, Y and C input. That is clock input. So X is going here and also a part of it is going here. Similarly Y is going here and a part of it is going to the second gate. This is XOR gate, this is AND gate, this is AND gate, this is XOR gate, this is OR gate. So output is going to the XOR gate. The same output is also going to the AND gate. And the clock input is going to both the gates here. As input for this both gates. The output of this AND gate is going with the XOR gate, OR gate. And also this is going here. So this is S and this is C. So basically this forms the first full adder, first half adder. And this part forms the second half adder. Okay, so now we can see that 2 XOR gates are required, 2 AND gates are required, and 1 OR gates are required. OR gate is required. So AND is required 2, OR is required 1, and XOR is required 2. 212 is not in option, hence option E is the correct answer for this question. This is a question from algorithms and data structures. Which of the following algorithms can be used to most efficiently find whether a cycle is present in a given graph? Options are Prim's minimum spanning tree, breadth first search, depth first search, Kruskal's minimum spanning tree algorithm. So the correct answer for this question is both BFS and DFS, i.e. breadth first search or the depth first search. Time complexity is order of V plus E, where V is the number of vertices, E is the number of edges, and the space complexity is order of V, where V again is the number of vertices. So both BFS and DFS is the correct answer for this question. This is a question from algorithms. Consider an array of positive integers between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Which sorting algorithm can be used to sort these numbers in linear time? Options are impossible to sort in linear time, radix sort, insertion sort, bubble sort. The correct answer for this question is option B, radix sort. Since we need to sort the numbers which is in integer range and the range is within the limits of integer, and radix sort can perform the sorting operation in linear time. Sorting operation in linear time. Hence, what we need to do? Basically, we need to take the difference of these numbers 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And since it is in range of integer, therefore radix sort will sort it in linear time. This is a question from software engineering. Term in the MVC architecture that receives events is called. Options are receiver, controller, transmitter or modulator. So MVC means model, view, controller. So model is central component of architecture. What is view? View is any chart or diagram or table, i.e. representable information. Of information. And what is controller? It accepts input and convert it to commands. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is option B, controller. This is a question from HTML. The default character encoding in HTML5 is UTF-16, UTF-32, UTF-8, ISO 8859-1. So what is character encoding? Character encoding is key to crack the code. i.e. it's a mapping between bytes in your computer to characters in character set. Default encoding character for HTML5 is UTF-8. Option C is the correct answer for the question. For HTML4, it was ISO 8859-1. This is a question from Programming and Data Structures. In Java, for ensuring the persistence property, the class must implement. Options are serializable interface, utilization interface, threadable interface, or recognizable interface. What is a serializable interface? Serializable is a marker interface. What is a marker interface? It has no data member or methods. So it is used to mark the Java classes so that object of these classes may get a certain capability. Object should get a certain capability. Capability in sense, we implement this serializable interface for those classes whose object we want to persist. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is option A, serializable interface. This is a question from programming. In the given program, to make the frame visible, which of the following statement is true? So we have been given a program and we need to see that which of the options is true to make the frame visible. So the correct answer for this question is option B, f1.setVisible is true. What does setVisible do? SetVisible is an object of JFrame that makes the frame appear on screen. So if we forget to add this, then the frame object will exist as an object in memory, but no picture will appear on the screen. Therefore, we need to include f1.setVisible with parameter as true. Hence, B is the correct answer. This is a question from computer networks. The router table contains addresses belonging to dash protocols. Options are single, two, multiple, or none of the options. So this is a pretty straightforward question and the correct answer for this question is single. The router table contains addresses belonging to single protocols. So basically there are two kinds of routing protocols. Distance vector and link state. So routing tables are used to identify the next hop address and the destination address. And destination address. So again, routing table contains addressing belonging to a single protocol. Therefore, option A is correct answer. This is a question from database management systems. Which of the following scenarios may lead to an irrecoverable error in database system? Let us see each of the options one by one. A transaction writes a data item after it is read by an uncommitted transaction. So, if the transaction writing data commits, then the transaction which read the data might get phantom data or unrepeatable error. So, there is no scope of irrecoverable error for this option. Hence, option A is false. Option B, a transaction reads a data item after it is read by an uncommitted transaction. Since both are read operations, hence no chance of irrecoverable error. Hence option B is also false. A transaction reads a data item after it is written by a committed transaction. Since the transaction is reading the data after it is being committed, after it is being written by a committed transaction, hence it is also not irrecoverable error, or it won't lead to irrecoverable error. Hence this option is also false. Now a transaction reads a data item after it is written by a uncommitted transaction. So if a transaction is uncommitted and another transaction reads the data, then it will lead to an irrecoverable error, and this is also called dirty read. That it is reading a data which is written by an uncommitted transaction, that is previous transaction is not committed, and hence and after that it is reading the data, therefore irrecoverable error occurs. This is a question from data structures. A stack can be implemented using queue, but then we need to use at least. Options are 3 queues, 2 queues, only 1 queue is sufficient, or none of the option. The correct answer for this question is option B, 2 queues. So it is already telling us that a stack can be implemented using queue, but how many queues are needed to implement a stack? So we need 2 queues to implement a stack. But while using queue, either of the operation, which is push or pop, is costlier. So costlier push or pop operation is there if we perform or if we implement stack using queue. This is a question from programming. During exception handling, which of the following statements hold true? Options are: single try can have multiple associated catch with it, a single catch can have multiple try associated with it, finally block can execute only when the class is inherited, or for a given option multiple catch can execute. So the correct answer for this question is single try can have multiple catch associated with it. Hence option A is correct. It's like there is no limit on the number of catches corresponding to a try block. No limit on number of catch blocks for a try block. Why? Because error can be of any type, and for each type a new catch block is defined. For each error type, a new catch block can be defined. So suppose in a try we catch different types of error. So for each error type different catch block can be defined. Hence option A is the correct answer. Single try can have multiple associated catch with it. This is a question from theory of computation. Which of the following problems is not NP complete but undecidable? Options are partition problem, halting problem, Hamiltonian circuit, or bin packing. So this is a direct question which is asking like which of the problem is not NP complete but undecidable. Partition problem is NP complete problem. Hamiltonian circuit is also NP complete. Bin packing is also NP complete. Halting problem is not NP complete. Rather, it is a NP hard problem. But it is undecidable also. And hence correct answer is option B. A few more important points to note here is halting problem is undecidable over Turing machines. Undecidable over Turing machines. Halting problem is also recursive, enumerable, but not recursive. Why? Because we can run the Turing machine and except if the machine halts, hence it is recursive and numerable. Therefore, option B, halting problem is not NP complete but undecidable. This is a question from software engineering. Which of the following is not a part of test implementation and execution phase? Options are creating test suites from the test cases, executing test cases either manually or by using test execution tools, comparing actual results, and designing the test. So, the main parts of test implementation and execution phases are developing test cases, creating test data, creating test suites, verifying, test environment, executing test procedures, logging outcome, comparing results, and reporting discrepancies. So, from the options, option D is not a part of test implementation or execution phase, while option A, B, and C are part of implementation and execution phase. Hence, the correct answer for this question is option D. This is a question from software engineering. Consider the following C program segment. The cyclomatic complexity of the program segment is, options are 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are given a program and we need to find out the cyclomatic complexity. So basically we make use of three formulas for finding the cyclomatic complexity, that is the number of regions, second is predicate P plus 1, and the third is E minus V plus 2, where E is edge, V is vertices in case of graph. So we'll be making use of second formula. If while first is less than equals to last, this forms the first predicate. The second predicate, that is P2, is if array of middle is less than search. This is the second predicate, middle of array. Again, middle of array equals to search forms the third predicate. And again, the last comparison is if first is less than last, this forms the fourth predicate. Therefore, total number of predicates here are 4. So P equals to 4. Putting this in second formula, P plus 1 implies 4 plus 1 equals to 5. Hence, the correct answer for this question is option 5. Option C, that is 5.
This is a question from databases. Let R and S be two relations with the following schema. R has P, Q, R1, R2, R3. S has P, Q, S1, S2. Here P and Q is the key for both the schemas. Which of the following queries are equivalent? First one is R natural join S followed by projection of P. Second one is projection of P from R and projection of P from S followed by a natural join. Then third one is projection of P having intersection of projection of P and Q of R and S. This is R minus S of projection of P and Q minus projection of P and Q from R followed by projection of P. So these are the four options and we are trying to find out which are the equivalent one. One important property is what is natural join. Natural join is a join operation that creates an implicit join clause for us based on the common columns that are present in the two tables are joined. So here what happens in natural join is that the join is done based on the common columns that are present in both the tables. Here we have the common columns are P and Q. Based on these two columns, we'll perform the join operation. So let's see what the first statement will do. it is doing R natural join S followed by projection of P. So it will perform natural join based on the columns of R and S, that is P and Q are common. So all the rows that have the same value of P and Q in R and S will be obtained, and from this we will project P. That is, we'll select columns that has the property P. That is the first one, that is projection of P from natural join of R and S. And the parameters that will be used for natural join is P and Q. And for this one, what happens is we'll select initially all the P's from R, and then we'll select all the P's from S, then we'll perform natural join. So this will not be equal to the first one because it may include P's where Q is not same as in R and S, because we are not performing natural join together. We are taking the P, then performing the natural join. Now let's see the third one. This is essentially performing intersection based on P and Q, then projecting P. This is similar to the first one. This and this are same. This is essentially performing an intersection. That is, we are getting this value here. So the fourth one, let's see what is happening inside the fourth one. Here also we are selecting the parameters PQ only. So first we are performing R minus S. Assume this as R and this as S. R minus S essentially would reveal this part, this highlighted part only. Then from this we are subtracting R. So R is this whole and we are subtracting this portion. So essentially we will be getting this highlighted area. This highlighted area is essentially R intersection S. From the R intersection S, we are projecting the value of P. So this is same as the first one, same as the third one, and third one is similar to the first one. So these three are similar and this is the different one. Now let's see the options. Based on the options, we can say that option 1, 3 and 4 are same or they are equivalent. So option D is the correct answer here.
This is a question from database management system. Anomalies are avoided by splitting the offending relation into multiple relations, also known as. Options are acupressure, decomposition, precomposition, or both decomposition and precomposition. The correct answer for this question is option B, decomposition. What is decomposition? Decomposition is breaking off a single relation into one or multiple relations. So what happens with decomposition is various anomalies like bad design or inconsistency or redundancy etc. are avoided. Therefore, when we split the offending relation into multiple relation, we call it as decomposition.
This is a question from compiler design. Which one of the following statement is false? Context-free grammar can be used to specify both lexical and syntax rules. Yes, we can use context-free grammar to represent both. So this is true. Type checking is done before parsing. This is actually false. So the usual flow is lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, and so on in compiling. So in the syntax analysis, we perform parsing, and in semantic analysis, we perform type checking. So type checking comes after parsing and it is not done before parsing. So this is false. High level language programs can be translated to different intermediate representation. Yes, this is true. Arguments to a function can be passed using the program stack. This is also true. So the question is asking which is false. Option B is the false option here. That is, type checking is done before parsing. Actually, type checking is done after parsing. Option B is the correct answer.
This is a question from digital logic. Encoders are made by 3 dash gates. Options are AND, OR, NAND or XOR. So encoders are made by 3 OR gates. Also the encoders can be made using 3 NAND gates. Why so? Because here the Fan-in is not mentioned, and fan-in and the size of the encoder is not mentioned. And NAND being the universal gate can also be used to make encoders. Therefore, both 3 OR gate and 3 NAND gate is correct. Therefore, option B and option C is the correct answer for this question. This is a question from HTML CSS section. Dash property of CSS allows you to wrap a block of text around an image. Options are wrap, push, float and align. The correct answer for this question is option C, float. Float usually takes any of the 4 values: left, right, inherit or none. With left, the element floats to the left of its container. Left of the container. Right of its container. Similarly, with inherit, the element inherits the float value of its parent. Inherits the float value of its parent. And with none, the element does not float. It will be displayed where it occurs in the text, and this is the default value. Remember, this is the default value. This is a question from Web Technologies. What does main include? Options are header, sidebar, article, footer. So main specifies the main content of the document. Main content. And that content should be unique across the document. Why? Because it should not contain any repeated contents like sidebars, navigations, links, etc. So main content contains the entire article inside the article element, and hence main includes article within it. Therefore option C is the correct answer. This is a question from database management system. We have a set R of attributes A, B, C, D and E and have the following functional dependencies defined by F equal to A determines BC, CD determines E, B determines D and E determines A. Which of the following is not a candidate key? Options are A, B, E or BC. So for any attribute or set of attributes to be a candidate key, it is mandatory that it should functionally determine all other attributes. Therefore, to find the candidate key, first we need to find the closure of each of the options. What is closure? Closure is the set of attributes that can be functionally determined from a given attribute. So closure of A is the set of attributes that can be functionally determined from A, and it is denoted by A plus. So closure of A is, first A itself will be a part of its closure and the other attributes which are functionally determined from A. So A determines BC, B determines D and C and D determines E. We observe this from the functional dependencies that is given above. Closure of B is determined by B plus, B itself is a part of closure and B determines D. And we don't find any other attributes which is determined from this set. Closure of E is E determines A, and since A determines BC, B determines D and CD determines E. Therefore closure of E is A, B, C, D, E. Again closure of BC is B determines D and B and C are itself part of closure, and CD determines E and E determines A. Therefore again A, B, C, D, E is part of closure of BC. Therefore we see that B is not suitable for a candidate key. Hence, option B is the correct answer since it is not determining all other attributes in its closure. Therefore, B is not a candidate key. This is a question from programming on Java. In Java, the dynamic array are known as options are vectors, cycle, remote or Kubernetes. What is dynamic array? Dynamic array are arrays whose memory is allocated during runtime. So, vector is also a dynamic array that can grow or shrink in size. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. This is a question from computer networks. In ICMP, in case of time exceeded error, when the datagram visits a router, the value of time to live field is. Options are remains constant, decremented by 2, incremented by 1 or decremented by 1. So, the correct answer for this question is option D, decremented by 1. Why it is so? Because when the datagram visits a router, each time the value of time to live field is decremented by 1 and it will be the 0 by the time it reaches its destination. So this is a type 11 of error reporting messages. Type 11 is known as time exceeded error. Type 11 also called as time exceeded. Each time it is decremented by 1 to prevent it from falling into an infinite loop or traveling forever in case of unknown paths. To prevent from infinite loop in case of unknown paths or any distraction, any disturbance from the normal path. Hence, the correct answer is option D. So, this value will be finally 0 when it reaches its destination. This is a question from computer architecture. A 26-bit address bus has maximum accessible memory capacity of. Options are 64 MB, 16 MB, 1 GB and 4 GB. So, the address bus is of 26 bits up to 26 bit. Each bit can either have a value of 0 or 1. Hence, the total accessible memory capacity that is possible is 2 to the power 26. We know that 2 to the power 10 is written as K, 2 to the power 20 is written as M, 2 to the power 30 is written as G and so on. So, from the product rule of exponential, we know that 2 to the power 26 can also be written as 2 to the power 20 into 2 to the power 6. So 2 to the power 6 is 64 and 2 to the power 20 is M. Hence 2 to the power 26 is equal to 64 MB. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is option A, 64 MB. This is a question from computer networks. To guarantee correction of up to 5 errors in all cases, the minimum Hamming distance in a block must be. Options are 11, 6, 5 or 2. So what is Hamming distance? Hamming distance between the two words of same size is the number of differences between the corresponding bits. That is number of differences between the corresponding bits. Of words of same size. And what is minimum Hamming distance? Minimum Hamming distance is the smallest Hamming distance between all possible pairs of set of words. So it is calculated with the formula D greater than or equal to 2E plus 1, where E is the number of errors. E is the number of errors. Since it is asked the minimum distance, therefore d equals to 2e plus 1, and e value given to us in question is 5. Therefore 2 into 5 plus 1 equals to 11. Hence 11 is the correct answer. This is a question from computer networks. To guarantee correction of up to 5 errors in all cases, the minimum Hamming distance in a block must be. Options are 11, 6, 5 or 2. So what is Hamming distance? Hamming distance between the two words of same size is the number of differences between the corresponding bits. That is number of differences between the corresponding bits of words of same size. And what is minimum Hamming distance? Minimum Hamming distance is the smallest Hamming distance between all possible pairs of set of words. So it is calculated with the formula d greater than or equal to 2e plus 1, where e is the number of errors. E is the number of errors. Since it is asked the minimum distance, therefore d equals to 2e plus 1, and e value given to us in question is 5. Therefore 2 into 5 plus 1 equals to 11. Hence 11 is the correct answer. This is a question from graph theory. Which of the following is not true for tree and graph? Options are: a tree is a graph is a tree can have a cycle, and tree is a DAG. Let us analyze each of the options. A tree is a graph. This is true because a tree is a connected subgraph of a connected graph containing all the nodes of the graph but no loops. So it is a subgraph of a connected graph containing all the nodes but no loops. In another way, we can say that there is a unique path between each pair of nodes. So the number of closed path in a tree is 0. Therefore tree can have a cycle is false statement. And every graph is not a tree, hence option B is also valid, that this is also a false statement. A graph is a tree is not true for all the cases since every graph is not a tree. Therefore both B and C options are correct for this question. This is a question from programming concepts, more specifically SQL or SQL. Less than all comparison operator means. Options are: more than the maximum value in the subquery, less than the minimum value in the subquery, inequivalent to IN, or none of the options. So no doubt the correct answer for this question is less than the minimum value in the subquery. Suppose if the subquery returns 5, 10, 12, 9, 3. So if we apply less than all operator, then the resultant value should be less than the minimum value in this subquery. So the minimum value in this subquery here is 3 and the resultant value should be less than 3. Therefore option B is the correct answer. This is a question from compiler design. Shift reduce parsing can also be called as. Options are: reverse of the rightmost derivation, leftmost derivation, or none of the options. The correct answer for this question is option A, reverse of the rightmost derivation. So it is a direct question, and shift reduce parsing is a bottom up parsing technique. So So note this point that shift reduce passing is a bottom up passing technique and it is also called reverse of the rightmost derivation. This is a question from programming concepts, more specifically Java. Which of the following constructs is not supported by Java server pages? Options are JSP directives, JSP scriptlets, JSP actions, or JSP reaction. So the correct answer for this question is JSP reaction, as there is no term called JSP reaction in Java server pages. What is JSP directives? JSP directives provide the directions and instructions to the container. JSP scriptlets are the collection of any number of Java language statements, variables, or method declarations. JSP actions control the behavior of servlet engine. Hence, the correct answer for this is option D, JSP reaction, as there is no term called JSP reaction in Java server pages. This is a question from C programming. The number of tokens in the following C statement is. Options are 9, 6, 10 or 12. So basically we are given a statement, C statement, and we need to count the number of tokens. In C, tokens are classified as either keywords, identifiers, strings, operators, constants, or special characters. So these are the following 6 categories in which tokens are classified. Let us count the number of tokens here. Printf is first token. Opening parenthesis is second token. Anything enclosed within quotes is considered as a single token. So 3. This comma is fourth token. This I is fifth token. This end is sixth token. Again this I is seventh token. Closing parenthesis is eighth token. And semicolon is ninth token. So basically there are 9 tokens in this statement. So correct answer for this question is option A, 9. This is a question from computer networks. In CRC calculation, if divisor is 1011 and data word is 1001, what will be the CRC? Options are 111, 101, 110, 100. So CRC stands for cyclic redundancy check. And the procedure to find the CRC is we'll perform XOR operation of data word with the divisor. So data word given to us is 1001 and the divisor is 1011. Since it is a polynomial of order 3, we'll append 3 zeros in the end and then we'll perform the XOR operation. 1 is 0, 0 is 0, 0 1 is 1, 1 1 is 0. So for those who don't know XOR operation, 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. XOR would be 0 0 is 0, 0 1 is 1, 1 0 is 1 and 1 1 is 0. So 1 1 is 0, 0 0 0, 0 1 is 1, 1 1 is 0. We'll bring down these 2 zeros and again we'll perform XOR operation with the divisor, that is 1011, 1 1 is 0, 0 0 is 0, 0 1 is 1, 0 1 is 1 and we'll bring down this 0. So since we appended 3 zeros in the end, therefore CRC would be 3 bit, hence 110 is the CRC. And according to the option C is correct, hence C is the correct answer for this question. This is a question from engineering mathematics. Here we need to find the mode of the following data where we have been given the age ranges and the frequency of each age range. Options are 20.22, 19.47, 21.12 and 20.14. So we know the formula for mode is equal to L plus H into frequency maximum minus frequency previous divided by f max minus f previous plus f max minus f next. So L is the first year of age for the maximum frequency. The maximum frequency here is 35 and therefore L will be 18, and H is the difference between the age range of the maximum frequency, therefore difference between, here it will be 18 and 24, it will be 6. So L is 18 and H is 6. Now 25 is the previous frequency and 18 is the next frequency of the maximum. Keeping all this in formula, mode will be (18 plus 6) into 35 minus 25 divided by 35 minus 25 plus 35 minus 18. It will be 18 plus 6 into 35 minus 25 is 10, 6 into 10 is 60, divided by 35 minus 25 is 10, plus 35 minus 18 is 17, 18 plus 60 by 27, it will be 18 plus 27, 2.22, 2.22 equals to 20.22. Hence option A is the correct answer. 20.22 is the mode of the following data. This is a question from compiler design. Some code optimization are carried out on the intermediate code because options are: they enhance the probability of compiler to other target processors, program analysis is more accurate on the intermediate code than on machine code, the information from data flow analysis cannot otherwise be used for optimization, the information from the front end cannot otherwise be used for optimization. The correct answer for this question is option A, that they enhance the probability of compiler to other target processors. The main reason behind this is the intermediate code is independent of target processors. So the intermediate code is independent of target processors on which the code will be executed. So the compiler is able to optimize the intermediate code more conveniently without bothering about the underlying architecture of the target processors. No botheration of underlying architecture of the target processors. Hence option A is the correct answer. This is a question from programming and data structures. Basically, this is a logical question. A program P reads in 500 integers in the range of 0 to 100, representing the scores of 500 students. It then prints the frequency of each score above 50. What would be the best way for P to store the frequencies? Options are an array of 50 numbers, an array of 100 numbers, an array of 500 numbers, or a dynamically allocated array of 550 numbers. So we are storing the frequency of each score above 50. Therefore, we will be storing the frequency of scores 51, 52, 53 up to 100. That is total 50 numbers. For 50 numbers, we need an array of size 50, where the 0th index will store the frequency of marks 51, first index will store the frequency of marks 52, second index will store the frequency of marks 53, and so on. So in this way, the 49th index will store the frequency of marks 100. Therefore, the best way to store the frequencies is to take an array of 50 numbers. That would be sufficient. Hence, option A is the correct answer. This is a question from programming on Java. Which of the following are two main types of overloading in Java? So it is a pretty straightforward question, and the correct answer for this question is option D, overloading and overriding. What is overloading? In overloading, two methods have same name but different parameters. But in overriding, have same name and same parameters, but child class provides specific implementation of method of parent class. So overriding is having the same name and same parameters of the method, but the child class is providing more specific implementation of a method that is already present in parent class. Therefore, option D, overloading and overriding are two main types of overloading in Java. This is a question from software engineering. SRD stands for Software Requirements Definition, Structured Requirements Definition, Software Requirements Diagram, or Structured Requirements Diagram. The correct answer for this question is both option A and B, that is software requirements definition and the structured requirements definition. So there is no specific definition, there is no specific full form for SRD, hence both option A and option B are correct, that is software requirements definition and structured requirements definition. This is a question on software engineering. Black box software testing method focuses on the options are boundary condition of the software, control structure of the software, testing of user interface only, or cyclomatic complexity. So option A is true since it is one of the part in black box testing, one of the method in black box testing. Option B is false since it is a part of white box testing. In option C, it is mentioned that testing of user interface only. So only the user interface is not tested while other things are also tested as part of black box software testing, hence it is also false. And cyclomatic complexity is also false since it is white box testing. Hence the correct answer for this question is option A, boundary condition of the software. This is a question from compiler design. The LL1 and LR0 techniques are options are both same in power, both simulate reverse of rightmost derivation, both simulate reverse of leftmost derivation, and incomparable. So the correct answer for this question is option D, incomparable, because LL1 is a top-down parser while LR0 is a bottom-up parser. And top-down parsers parse the string in leftmost derivation fashion, while LR0 parser, that is bottom-up parser, parses the string in rightmost derivation fashion, RMD. Hence, both are incomparable. This is a question from computer networks. You have a network ID 192.168.10.0 and require at least 25 host IDs for each subnet with the largest amount of subnets available. Which subnet mask should you assign? Here we are given four options: 225.225.192.192.224.240 or .248 respectively. So we are given network ID as 192.168.10.0. This belongs to class C, and default mask for class C is 255.255.255.0. So from the last octet, total number of hosts possible is 256 hosts possible. But we need to fix the bits to create number of subnets and hosts from this. Subnets and hosts. So basically we require 25 host IDs. For 25 host IDs, how many bits you will fix? Suppose if you fix 4 bits, it will be for 16 host IDs. But 5 bits if you fix, it will cover up. The maximum would be 32, but you require since 25. So maximum you require 5 bits, not 4 bits, because with 4 bits you will cover only 16 hosts. So for hosts, 5 bits are required and remaining 3 bits for the subnet. So with the 3 bits, the subnet mask possible is 255.255.255. Suppose these 3 bits are for the subnet ID are reserved and remaining are for hosts. So these 5 are for hosts because we need 25 host IDs, and this if we convert, we get 128 plus 64 plus 32 for each one. This is 224. Therefore overall subnet mask possible is 255.255.255.224. So from the last bit, 3 bits are fixed and other are for host. 3 bits are fixed for the subnets and 5 bits are for hosts. This will cover a maximum of 32 hosts, but since we require 25 hosts only, therefore 5 bits are enough. Hence the correct answer for this question is option B, 255.255.255.224. This is a question from SQL. With the following syntax, insert into table, a list of columns is there, values, a list of values is there, you can insert one row at a time, insert multiple rows at a time, insert one column at a time, or insert multiple columns at a time. The correct answer for this is insert one row at a time, that is option A. What happens with insert statement is it is inserting into the table certain values, and each value is mapped to a certain column. Like the table name is there, and here we have some columns C1, C2, C3 and values V1, V2, V3. So when we pass the following command, insert into table, this V1 is inserted at C1 column, V2 value is inserted at C2 column, and V3 value is inserted at C3 column. Hence an entire row is populated at a time. This is a question from digital logic. Which flip-flop is used to make all types of shift registers? Options are JK flip-flop, D flip-flop, T flip-flop, or all of the options. So basically we use synchronous counters or shift registers. This is also known as ring counter. And to design synchronous counters, we make use of D flip-flop. What is the property of D flip-flop or the characteristic of D flip-flop? Is that it takes previous state value as the present input. So a basic design of D flip-flop is the input we are passing here, and the clock is here. So this is how a ring counter looks like using D flip-flop. So since option D, all of the options is also here, and we know that all flip-flops can be converted to D flip-flop. Therefore, the most suitable answer is option D, all of the options. If option D wasn't there, then the correct answer would be option B, that is D flip-flop. But since all flip-flops can be converted to D flip-flop, and hence the most suitable answer here should be option D, all of the options. This is a question from DBMS. Domain constraints, functional dependency, and referential integrity are special forms of. Options are foreign key, primary key, assertion, and referential constraints. The correct answer for this question is assertion. What do you mean by domain constraints? Domain constraints are constraints applied on a domain, just like age cannot be negative, etc. What is a functional dependency? It is the dependency of attributes in relations. So if two tables are in relation, and then how they are interdependent to each other, how the attributes are interdependent to each other, or even within the table, how an attribute is functionally dependent on another attribute. What is referential integrity? If two tables are there and one table is referencing other table, then they must maintain integrity between them, i.e. for all the keys the proper reference should be there. This is a compiler design question based on optimization techniques. So peephole optimization is a options are loop optimization, local optimization, constant folding, or data flow analysis. So peephole optimization is local optimization, as it is used to locally improve the target code. Locally improve the target code. For example, suppose there is an algebraic expression integer of a is equal to 5 plus 12. If this equation is there, then instead of writing that, we can write it as integer a is equal to 17, i.e. we are constant folding. So constant folding is a peephole optimization, and peephole optimization is a local optimization.
This is a question from probability. A bag contains 10 white balls and 5 blue balls. A ball is drawn from the bag and its color is noted. This ball is put back into the bag along with 3 more balls of the same color. A ball is drawn again from the bag at random. The probability that the first ball drawn is blue, given that the second ball drawn is blue, is what? So we can use the concept of total probability. So consider event E that occur via two different events A and B. A and B. The probability of event E is the total value of the probability, which is calculated as P of E is equal to P of A intersection E plus P of B intersection E. This is calculated as P of E is equal to P of A multiplied by P of E given A plus P of B multiplied by P of E given B. Now the probability of the event A when event E has already occurred, we can calculate it as P of A given E. This is equal to P of A intersection E divided by P of E. Now we can again recalculate this as P of A into P of E given A divided by total probability of E is this. That is P of A into P of E given A plus P of B into P of E given B. Now this is the basic concept. Now based on this basic concept, let's try to make the calculation. It is given that we have 10 white and 5 blue balls. Let event A is denoted as first blue ball withdrawal. and event B as first white ball withdrawal, and event E is second ball drawn is blue. So we are required to calculate P of A given E. So what is the probability that first ball drawn is blue? That is P of A is equal to 5 by 15. That is, we have total 15 balls and 5 is blue. And P of B is 10 by 15. That is, from 15 balls we are drawing, we are having 10 balls, so 10 by 15. Now P of E given A. P of E given A is actually 8 upon 18. That is, we are putting 3 more balls. So total blue balls would be 5 plus 3, 8. So 8 by 18. And P of E by B, E given B, that is equal to 5 by 18. Where P of E given A and E given B are the probability that second ball being blue when first ball is blue and white respectively. Now from the rule of total probability, we can calculate the probability of second ball being blue as follows. That is, P of E is equal to P of A into P of E given A plus P of B into P of E given B. So P of E is equal to 5 by 15 multiplied by 8 by 18 plus 10 by 15 into 5 by 18. This is P of E. Now P of A given E is what? That is P of A into P of E given A divided by this whole value, that is P of E. This is calculated as 5 by 15 into 8 by 18 divided by this whole value, that is 5 by 15 into 8 by 18 plus 10 by 15 into 5 by 18. Solving this, we will get 40 by 40 plus 50. This is equal to 4 by 9. So based on the options, option D is the correct answer here.
So this is a question from Web Technologies. If we don't want to allow a floating div to the left side of an element, dash CSS property will we use? Options are margin, clear, float or padding. The correct answer for this question is option B, clear. So what does clear do? So clear property specifies on which side of the element, either to the left or to the right, we do not want the floating element to float. Hence, if we do not want to allow the floating elements to float either to the left or right side of the element, we'll use clear property. This is a question from programming. Which of the following interface is not supported by JDBC for connecting to database in Java programming language? What is JDBC? JDBC is Java Database Connectivity. Java Database Connectivity. So JDBC uses JDBC drivers to connect with the database. And the list of popular interfaces of JDBC API is, let us get the list. Driver interface, connection interface, statement interface, and statement is prepared and callable. Then result set interface, result set metadata interface, database metadata interface, and row set interface. So we see that option D, which is database interface, is not supported by JDBC. Hence option D is the correct answer. This is a question from data structures. When we perform an in-order traversal on a binary tree, we get the ascending order array. The tree is. Options are heap tree, almost complete binary search tree, or cannot be determined. The correct answer for this question is binary search tree. Let us take a random binary search tree and perform the traversals. 30, 15, 50, 35, 75, 8, 18. So when we perform a pre-order traversal, what do we observe? 30, 15, 8, 18, 50, 35, 75. Now when we perform an in-order traversal, we see that 8 is visited, 15, 18, 30, 35, 50, 75. And finally, for the post-order traversal, we see the order we receive is 8, 18, 15, 35, 75, 50 and 30. So we see for the in-order traversal, it is in ascending order, and hence when we perform an in-order traversal on a binary tree, we get the ascending order array, and the tree is binary search tree. How do we know it is a binary search tree? Because left part is smaller than the value of node while the right part is greater than the value of the node. And performing an in-order traversal on a binary search tree, we get the ascending order array. This is a question from computer networks. Why does congestion occur? Options are because the routers and switches have tables, because the routers and switches have queues, because the routers and switches have cross points, or none of the above. The correct answer for this question is option B, because the routers and switches have queues. So queues is like queues of packets. So when in a network or in a part of network there are multiple packets or many packets are coming, so what happens is it causes the packet delay or the packet loss problem. Packet delay or packet loss problem, and this situation is called congestion. This is a question from HTML. The default character encoding in HTML5 is UTF-16, UTF-32, UTF-8, ISO 8859-1. So what is character encoding? Character encoding is key to crack the code, i.e. it's a mapping between bytes in your computer to characters in character set. Default encoding character for HTML5 is UTF-8. Option C is the correct answer for the question. For HTML4, it was ISO 8859-1. This is a question from algorithms. Assembly line scheduling and longest common subsequence problems are examples of. Options are dynamic programming, greedy algorithms and dynamic programming respectively, or dynamic programming and branch and bound respectively. The correct answer for this question is option A, dynamic programming. What is longest common subsequence problem? So longest common subsequence problem is the problem of finding the longest common subsequence in a set of sequences. So if there are multiple set of sequences, among this we need to find out the longest subsequence which is common to all this. And assembly line scheduling is the problem of finding the best route or the fastest route from all the assembly line.
This is a question from web technology. Term in the MVC architecture that receives event is called what? In MVC, M stands for model and V stands for view and C stands for controller. So model, it handles the data logic, it involves DB interaction. View, it handles presentation, that is the views, handle the UI and it can be dynamically rendered. And controller, it handles the request flow. And there is a bidirectional relation between model and controller as well as view and controller. And model deals with the database interaction also. So the controller is the component that enables the interconnection between the view and the model and it acts as an intermediary. So in MVC architecture, controller is the term which receives the events from the view part. So option B, controller is the correct answer here.
This is a question from database management system. What is meant by the following relational algebra statement? Student cross course. Options are: compute the natural join between student and course relation, compute the left outer join between student and course relation, compute the Cartesian product between student and course relation, or compute the outer join between student and course relation. So cross is the operator that indicates the cross product, also called as cross join or the Cartesian product. So what does it do is it combines the tuples of one relation with all the tuples of other relation. So suppose in table 1 there are 3 entries, and suppose in table 2 again there are 2 entries. So with each entry of table 1 it will combine the other 2 entries of table 2. So correct answer is option C, compute the Cartesian product between student and course relation. This is a question from algorithms. Which of the following is correct time complexity to solve the 0-1 knapsack problem where n and w represents the number of items and capacity of knapsack respectively? Options are order of n, order of w, order of nw, order of n plus w. The correct answer for this question is option C, order of nw, using dynamic programming. So suppose in dynamic programming for each entry of the table, it will take order of 1 time for its computation. Order of 1 time for computation of each entry of the table. And to fill the entries, that is order of n plus 1 w plus 1. Actually, to fill the n plus 1 w plus 1 entries, it will take order of nw plus n plus w plus 1 time. So equivalent to order of nw time for filling the entries. And then for tracing the solution, it takes order of n time since we need to trace the n rows. This is for filling entries. Order of n time for tracing the solution. Since we are tracing n rows. So basically overall order of nw time is required to solve 0-1 knapsack problem using the dynamic programming. Hence option C, that is order of NW is the correct answer. This is a question from data structures. In an undirected graph, if we add the degrees of all vertices, it is options are odd, even, cannot be determined, or always n plus 1 where n is number of nodes. Suppose d sum represents sum of degrees of all nodes and e is the number of edges. Then the sum of degrees of all nodes, that is d sum, is equal to 2 into e, twice into number of edges. Now suppose if e is even, then twice into even is even. Also if e is odd, then also twice into odd is again even. Therefore d sum, which is sum of degrees of all nodes, is always even. Hence the correct answer for this question is option B, even. This is a question from compiler design. Type of conflicts that can arise in LR0 techniques are shift-reduce conflict, shift-shift conflict, both shift-reduce conflict and shift-shift conflict, or none of the options. So we must know that there is no such conflict called as shift-shift conflict. Hence both option B and C are cancelled. The correct answer for this question is shift-reduce conflict, as within the shift-reduce parsing, as a parsing, there are two types of conflicts. One is shift reduce, other is reduce reduce. Since reduce conflict is not present in the options, therefore the correct answer for this question is shift reduce conflict. Examples of SR parsing is, that is shift reduce parsing, is LR parsers, SLR parsers, LALR parsers. So these are examples of shift reduce parsing. This is a question from SQL. When retrieving data in a particular table in PostgreSQL SQL, we use the statement /dt, order by, select from, and /i. So the correct answer for this question is option C, select from. Select from basic syntax is select list of columns from the table name. So we select the list of columns from a particular table, and the select statement retrieves data from a single table. Hence option C is correct. This is a question on computer organization and architecture. A computer has a single cache with a 3 nanosecond hit time and a 95% hit rate. Main memory has a 50 nanosecond access time. If we add an on-chip cache with 0.6 nanosecond hit time and a 98% hit rate, the computer's effective access time will be. Options are 2.8 nanosecond, 5.5 nanosecond, 0.7 nanosecond, or none of the options. So basically there are two cache and one main memory. So effective access time will be, we'll be calculating that using the formula. Effective access time will be time to access first cache plus miss rate of first cache into time for second cache plus miss rate of first cache into miss rate of second cache into access time of main memory. So Time for first cache would be T1. Let it be T1. Miss ratio will be calculated by 1 minus hit ratio. Time for second cache is T2 and time for main memory is T3. So miss rate of first cache would be 1 minus hit rate of first cache. So hit rate of first cache is given as 98% because it is an on-chip cache. And then second will be an off-chip cache. So this is the second cache and this is the first cache. So hit rate is 98%, that is 0.98. So 1 minus 0.98, it will be 0.02. Time for first cache is given to us as 0.6. We are considering the on-chip cache as the first cache. Time for second cache is given to us as 3 nanosecond. Miss rate of first cache, just now we have calculated 0.02. Miss rate of second cache is again 1 minus hit rate. So that is 1 minus 95%, that is 1 minus 0.95 equals to 0.05. Time for main memory is given to us as 50 nanoseconds. So putting all this in the formula, effective access time will be T1, that is 0.6, plus miss rate of first cache, that is 0.02, into time for second cache, that is 3 nanosecond, then miss rate of first cache plus 0.02 into miss rate of second cache 0.05 into 50, that is time for main memory. So when we solve this, we get the answer as 0.662, that is approx 0.667, and it will be equivalent to 0.7 nanosecond. Hence the correct answer for this question is option C, 0.7 nanosecond. This is a question from algorithms. Which of the following is the correct recurrence relation for the worst case of quicksort? So in quicksort, the worst case time complexity is order of n square. This is the worst case time complexity of quicksort. So the worst case of quicksort is when the first or the last element is chosen as the pivot element. When this occurs when first or last element is chosen as pivot or pivot, whatever you say. So worst case is order of n square, and it occurs when the first or last element is chosen as the pivot. Now from the given recurrence relations, when we observe the second recurrence relation, that is t n minus 1 plus t0 plus order of n, its equation stands to like tn equal to t n minus 1 plus n, t of n minus 1 equals to n minus 1 plus t of n minus 2, t of n minus 2 equals to n minus 2 plus t of n minus 3, and this continues till t3 equal to t of 2 plus 1, t of 2 plus 3, t2 equal to t of 1 plus 2, and t1 equals to 0. So t of n equals to n plus n minus 1 plus n minus 2 plus up to 3 plus 2, that is equivalent to equals to n into n minus 1 by 2, which is again order of n square. Hence the correct recurrence relation as per the given options is option B, t of n minus 1 plus t of 0 plus order of n. This is a question from algorithms. In case of dynamic programming approach, the value of an optimal solution is computed in top-down fashion, bottom-up fashion, left-right fashion, and right-to-left fashion. So what happens in dynamic programming is it calculates the previous solution, saves it, and reuses the solution to avoid solving the same problem again and again. Therefore, whatever the previous solution is there, first it calculates and then it saves it, and after that it reuses them again and again to avoid recalculation of the same problem. And using the bottom up fashion, the optimal solution is achieved. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is bottom up fashion, option B. This is a question from Java programming. What is the output of the following program? So basically we have been given a program and we need to find the output. Options are 10, 26 method of class sum, 2610 method of class sum, 2610 or error. So what we see that we are passing two parameters here, one is 3 and one is 7, and for the other function, that is sum of 3, we are passing 4, 3 and 19, and here what we are passing 3 and 7. So when the first function is called, 3 and 7 is passed, and we see that the demo extract extends sum, public int sum of two numbers are here, num1 and num2. This is received here 3 and 7. 3 plus 7 is returned, that means 10 is returned for the first output. Then we move to second, where sum of 3, that is 4, 3, 19, 4, 3, 19, and the sum is returned, that is 19 plus 3 is 22, 22 plus 4, 26. And when we move out, when we go to the main class, that is the parent class, here after this we see that the public void display, here it is simply printing method of class sum, method of class sum. So what is an abstract method? Abstract method is a method that is declared abstract and doesn't have any implementation. That is the abstract method. So first sum of 2, then sum of 3, then moving back to the parent class, that is method of class sum is printed. Therefore correct answer is option A, 10, 26 and method of class sum. Therefore option A is the correct answer. This is a question from engineering mathematics. Given data to us is R12 is 0.6, R13 is 0.5, R23 is 0.8, and we need to find out R123. So the partial coefficient, correlation coefficient between x1 and x2, keeping x3 as constant, is given by R12 minus R13 into R23 divided by square root of 1 minus R13 square multiplied by square root of 1 minus R23 square. While solving this, R123 equals to 0.6 minus 0.5 into 0.8 divided by 1 minus 0.5 square into 1 minus 0.8 square so R123 will come to us as 0.6 minus 0.4 divided by 0.8660 into 0.60. So R123 will come to us as 0.2. It is approximate, divided by 0.5, which is nearly equivalent to 0.40. So basically the correct answer, exact answer that is coming is 0.384, which is equivalent to 0.4 nearby. Hence option B is the correct answer for this question. This is a question on algorithms. What is the product of following matrix using Stresson's matrix multiplication algorithm? Matrix given to us is A1357 and matrix B is 8462. So we need to find out the product of the following matrix using Stresson's matrix multiplication algorithm. So this Stresson's matrix multiplication algorithm uses divide and conquer strategy. Divide and conquer strategy. So what does it divide into? It divides the both matrices into submatrices of size n cross n by 2 cross n by 2. So if the matrix is of size 4, it divides into matrix of size 2, and this way it divides the matrix into submatrices of size n by 2 cross n by 2. Then it performs the 8 multiplications for matrix of size n by 2 cross n by 2 and followed by 4 additions. Therefore, its recurrence relation will be order of n square. So let us perform the multiplication using this. We see that A is given as 1357, B is given as 8462. So C, which is the multiplication of A cross B, equals to 1 cross 8 plus 3 cross 6. Similarly, 1 cross 4 plus 3 cross 2. 5 cross 8 plus 7 cross 6 and last finally 5 cross 4 plus 7 cross 2. The output will be 1 8 is 8 plus 6 3 is 18, 18 plus 8 is 26, 4 plus 6 is 10, 5 8 is 40 plus 6 7 is 42, that is 82, 5 4 is 20 plus 7 2 is 14, that is 34. Therefore C11 is 26, C12 is 10, C21 is 82 and C22 is 34. Hence option D is the correct answer. This is a question from algorithm and data structures. Finding the location of the element with a given value is. Options are traversal, search, sort or none of these. So suppose there is an array and there are different elements in it, and if we are looking for a particular value, then finding that location using a given element or given index is known as search. Therefore the correct answer for this question is option B, search. What does traversal mean? Traversal means visiting all the nodes or visiting all the elements. Visiting the nodes or elements of array, nodes of tree or graph, whatever it is. So while we visit or we plot the values, then this is called traversal. Sorting is to arrange the values or elements in a particular order. Hence the correct answer for this question is search. This is a question from algorithms. The given array is 1, 2, 4, 3. Bubble sort is used to sort the array elements. How many passes will be done to sort the array? Options are 4, 2, 1 and 3. So let us try solving this question using bubble sort. So what does bubble sort do? It repeats the step for like 1, 2, 4 and 3 is written. So when the first pass is done, it compares the adjacent elements in each pass and swaps if it is not in the correct order. So in the first pass, first it compares 1 and 2, it is in correct order. So 1, 2, 4, 3. Again it compares the adjacent elements 2 and 4. So since 2 is smaller than 4, then it is in correct order. Again it compares 4 and 3. Now it finds out that 4 and 3 are not in correct order, so it performs a swap operation. And after the swap, the array becomes 1, 2, 3 and 4 and it is sorted. Hence only in first pass the array becomes sorted. Therefore option C is the correct answer. This is a question from cryptography. A digital signature is required for non-repudiation of communication by a sender, for all email sending, for all DSCP server, for FTP transaction. So what is a digital signature? So digital signature is a mathematical scheme for verifying the authenticity of digital messages. Also digital signature provides integrity. What do we mean by integrity? Integrity means the data should arrive at the receiver's end exactly as it was sent. So if a sender is sending some data and receiver is receiving the data, there should not be any modification in between. Hence whatever messages the sender sends, it should be received by the receiver in the same format as it was sent. So this integrity is also provided by digital signature. Also digital signature provides authenticity. What is authenticity? That the message has been sent by genuine sender. What does non-repudiation mean? Non-repudiation means It is giving the assurance that someone cannot deny sending of the message or the validity of something. As in, non-repudiation means that if a sender is sending the message, then he must not deny that this message was not sent by him. So, therefore, digital signature is required for non-repudiation of communication by sender. As all the other options doesn't have either authenticity or integrity, hence option A is the correct answer. This is a question from data structures on priority queue. Priority queue is implemented by doubly linked list, graph, heap and stack. So priority queue can be implemented by linked list, array, heap and binary search tree. With all this, priority queue can be implemented. But among all these data structures, heap provides the efficient implementation. Heap provides the efficient implementation. As in, the insert operation takes order of log n time, and also delete takes order of log n. So in order of log n, both insert and delete operation can be performed when priority queue is implemented using heap. Therefore, priority queue provides an efficient implementation, and thus the correct answer for this question is option C, heap. This is a question from computer architecture. In the following addressing modes, which of them performs better for accessing array? Register addressing mode, direct addressing mode, displacement addressing mode, or the index addressing mode? The correct option for this question is option D, index addressing mode. What happens in index addressing mode is the effective address is calculated as the sum of contents of index register and the displacement. So accessing register is much faster than accessing memory location. So key point to note is accessing register is much faster than accessing memory location. And here in addressing mode, index addressing mode, address is calculated as sum of contents of register, index register plus displacement. So for array, it is a contiguous memory location. We find out the contents of index register and the displacement, and then the efficient performance is given by the index addressing mode. So this is a question from compiler design. Assume that the SLR parser for a grammar G has N1 states and the LALR parser for G has N2 states. The relationship between N1 and N2 is. So we have a grammar G for which SLR parser is there and LALR parser is there. And the number states in SLR parser is N1 and LALR parser is N2. We know that the number of states in SLR parser, as in number of states in SLR, is equal to number of states in LALR. Okay, so therefore N1 is equals to N2. Also we know that the number of states in SLR and LALR are less than equal to LR1. Okay, so keep this also in mind that SLR number of states is equal to number of states of LALR and they are less than or equal to LR1, number of states in LR1. Okay, therefore according to the option B is correct, that is N1 is necessarily equal to N2. So this is a question from computer networks. The dash field in IPv4 datagram is not related to fragmentation. Options are flag, offset, TOS and identifier. TOS stands for type of service. We know that flag is used to identify if the machine must not fragment the datagram or if the datagram is not the last fragment. as in there are more fragments coming after this one. Offset is used to identify the relative position of the fragment with respect to whole datagram. What does offset do? Relative position of fragment with respect to datagram. Similarly, identifier is used to identify a datagram originating from the source host. Identify a datagram. So clearly we see that the fields flag, offset and identifier are related to fragmentation, but the TOS, that is type of service, is not related to fragmentation. Hence the correct answer for this question is option C, TOS. This is an aptitude question based on percentage. The students of a school participates in various sports activities and the distribution of same is given below. Football 17%, handball 26%, badminton, table tennis and basketball are 16, 22 and 19% respectively. Given as the total number of students in school are 800. Hence the question follows, what is the respective ratio between the total number of students taking part in badminton and table tennis together to those participating in basketball and football together? So we need to find out the ratio between number of students in badminton plus table tennis divided by basketball plus football. Let B denote badminton, BB denote basketball, F denote football and TT denote table tennis. So number of students in badminton is 16%. Therefore 16 by 100 cross 800 plus table tennis it is 22%, 22 by 100 cross 800. Basketball it is 19%, 19 by 100 cross 800 plus football. Football it is 17%. So 17 by 100 cross 800. On cancelling 800 with 100, the equation comes down to 16 into 8. 16 into 8 is, that is for badminton it is 128 plus 22 into 8. 22 into 8 is 176 divided by 19 into 8. 19 into 8 is basketball and it is 152 plus 17 into 8. 17 into 8 is football, that is 136. Therefore 128 plus 176 is 6 plus 8, 304 divided by 288. Therefore final ratio would be 304 divided by 288. So while we cancel down with 4, it comes down to 4 7s are 28 and 4 6 are 24. 4 6 are 24, 4 7s are 28, 4 2s are 18, 76 upon 72. Again while cancelling with 4, it comes to 4 1s are 4, 4 9s are 36, 4 1s are 4, 4 8s are 32. Hence the final ratio between number of students taking part in badminton and table tennis to that of basketball and football together is 19:18. Hence the correct answer is option C, 19:18. So this is a question from aptitude. CONTEMPORARY is coded as NOCTEMROPARY. You can see that the first 3 letters are reversed. Next 3 letters are same. Again the next 3 letters are reversed and following 3 letters are same. Following this pattern, let's try to figure out answer for the given question. So BODARD SITAND. So upon reversing the first three letters, it will be DOB, keeping the next three letters same. Again reversing the next three letters and the following three letters, keeping them as same. So the final answer that comes for this question is option A, that is DOB, ARD, TIS and AND. This is an aptitude question based on compound interest. Rupees 1000 doubled in 10 years when compounded annually. How many more years will it take to get another rupees 2000 compound interest? Options are 5 years, 10 years, 3 years and 4 years. We see that rupees 1000 is getting doubled, i.e. it's becoming 2000 in 10 years. So it is doubling every 10 years. So if we want another 2000 rupees as an interest, it will take another 10 years. Therefore, the final amount will become 4000 rupees. For that, it will take another 10 years as the amount is doubling in every 10 years. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is option B, that is 10 years. This is an aptitude question based on percentage. The students of a school participates in various sports activities. The distribution is given below. Football 17%, handball 26%, badminton 16%, table tennis and basketball are 22% and 19% respectively. So the total number of students given here is 800, and the question is, if out of the number of students in basketball 69 are girls, what is the difference between number of boys and girls taking part in basketball? So first of all, we need to find out the number of students in basketball. Let TB denote the number of students in basketball, that is total students in basketball. It is given as 19% of 800. 800 is the total students. So it comes to 19 by 100 cross 800. 19 into 8 is 152. Therefore, TB is 152. What is TB? Total number of students in basketball. 69 are girls. So, let TG denotes total number of girls students in basketball. Let TGB denotes the total number of girls student in basketball. It is 69. We need to figure out total number of boys students in basketball. Let it be denoted by TBB. So TBB would be total number of students in basketball minus total number of students in girls students in basketball. It will be total number of students in basketball is 152 minus girls student in basketball is 69. It will be 152 minus 69, that is 83. Hence total number of boys students in basketball is 83. So the difference between number of boys and girls taking part in basketball. Therefore, the required answer would be difference between girls students and boys students in basketball. That is TBB minus TGB. It will be 83 minus 69, which comes to 83 minus 69 is 14. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is option D, 14. This is an aptitude question based on percentage. The students of a school participates in various sports activities and the distribution of the same is given below. Football 17%, handball 26%, badminton 16%, table tennis and basketball are 22% and 19% respectively. And the total number of students in the school are 800. So the question which follows is, the number of students taking part in basketball is approximately what percent more than those taking part in football? So basically it is asking like the number of students who are taking part in basketball is how much percent more than those taking part in football. The options are 10.84%, 9.92%, 9.32%, or none of the above. So we'll make use of a simple formula. Suppose you want to find out how much percentage y is greater than x. So how much percentage y is greater than x. So we make use of formula y minus x upon x into 100. So basically it's difference between y and x divided by x into 100. If we want to find out how much percent x is greater than y, it would be x minus y divided by y into 100. So let us suppose y here is our basketball, because we want to find out how much percent basketball is greater than those taking part in football, and x here is football. So basketball value is given to us as 19%, and football value is given to us as 17%. Therefore, keeping these values in the formula, it would be 19 minus 17 divided by value of x, that is 17 cross 100. So it would be 2 by 17 cross 100. It would be 200 by 17, and this would come something around 17 times 170. 11 times 17 would be 187. So it would be something more than 11 point something. To be exact, it would be 11.76. Therefore, none of the options, that is option D, is the correct answer here. This is an aptitude question based on percentage and ratio and proportion. The students of a school participates in various sports activities, and the distribution of the same is given below. Football 17%, handball 26%, badminton 16%, table tennis and basketball are 22 and 19% respectively. Total number of students in the school is given as 800. What is the number of girls who take part in handball if the ratio of boys to girls is 3:10 respectively? So we need to find out the number of girls who take part in handball, and given to us is ratio of boys to girls. So suppose NB is number of boys and NG is number of girls. So based on the given ratio, let us suppose number of boys is 3x and number of girls is 10x. The sports which is given to us is as handball. So we need to find out the total number of students in handball. Therefore TH, let TH denote the total number of students in handball, and it is given to us as 26% of total number of students, which is 800. So 26 by 100 cross 800, it comes to 26 times 26 cross 8, which is 2 8s are 160 and 6 8s are 48. 160 plus 48, that is 208 or 208. So total number of students in handball is 208. Therefore number of boys in handball plus number of girls in handball is 208. And since the ratio is given to us as 3:10, therefore number of boys is 3 into multiple, 3's multiple, and number of girls is 10's multiple of a constant x. So number of boys is 3x plus 10x, which is 208. 13x is equal to 208. Therefore x is equal to 208 by 13, which comes to 13 ones are 13 and 78, which is 13 6 are 78. Therefore x is 16, and keeping it here, it is 3 cross 16, which is 48. 10 cross 16 is equal to 160. Therefore, number of girls is 160. Hence, option D is the correct answer. This is an aptitude question based on percentage. The students of a school participates in various sports activities and the distribution of the same is given below. Football 17%, handball 26%, badminton 16%, table tennis and basketball are 22 and 19% respectively. The total number of students in the school is given to us as 800. So the question which follows is, what is the approximate average of number of participants in handball, badminton and basketball? So given to us is as total number of students is 800. So for finding the average of number of participants in handball, badminton and basketball, let us find the number of participants in handball, badminton and basketball. So let TH denote the number of participants in handball. So handball percentage is given to us as 26% of 800. Similarly, TB, or let us denote it as TBN. So TBN is total number of participants in badminton, which is given to us as 16%, and TBT is the basketball, suppose. So it is given to us as 19%. While we calculate each of these values, it comes to as 26 by 100 cross 800. 26 times 8 is 208. Similarly, 16 by 100 cross 800, and 16 times 8 is total number of students in badminton is 128, and 19% of 800 is 19 by 100 cross 800. 19 times 8 is 19 8s are 152. Therefore, we have the total number of students in handball, badminton and basketball. Now to find the average, we'll take a sum of all these three. Therefore, TH plus T badminton plus T basketball divided by 3, which comes to 208 plus 128 plus 152 divided by 3, which is 200 plus 100 300 460 and 28, that is 488 divided by 3, and hence the correct answer would be 488 divided by 3, which is 1, 3 1s are 3, 3 6 are 18, 3 2s are 6.66. Therefore, the approximate average would be 163. Hence, option B is the correct answer. This is an aptitude question where we need to find the missing number based on the pattern of numbers given inside this circle. Options are 14, 10, 9, 3. Suppose we divide this circle into 3 parts. First part, second part, third part. We observe that this middle number is obtained as sum of left and right part divided by 2. Sum of left and right part divided by 2. We see that 5 plus 7 by 2 is 12 by 2 is 6. Similarly, for second part, it is left part plus right part divided by 2. Therefore, 5 plus 4 plus 4 plus 7 divided by 2 which is 5 plus 4 is 9, 9 plus 4 is 13, 13 plus 7 is 20, divide by 2, which is 10. Similarly, for third part, number will be left part plus right part, that is 3 plus 3 divide by 2, which is coming to 6 by 2 is 3. Hence, the correct answer is option D, 3. This is an aptitude question based on number series. The series is 8, 12, 20, 32, 50 and 68. Let us identify the hidden pattern in this series. We observe that the difference between first and second number is 4, second and third number is 8, third and fourth number is 12, fourth and fifth number is 18, and fifth and sixth number is again 18. We see that the difference is in multiples of 4, that is 4, 8, 12 till the fourth number, and for the fifth number the difference should be 16 and hence the number should be 48, but the given number is 50, which is wrong in this series and hence doesn't fit into the series. Hence the correct answer for this question is option D, that is 50. This is a general aptitude question based on profit and loss. A businessman purchases an item at a certain price and marks its price up by 30%. He sells the item at a certain discount on markup price and makes a net profit of 4% on the whole transaction. Find the discount given by businessman on the markup price. The options are 10, 15, 26 and 20. So let us suppose the cost price is CP and let us assume it to be 100. Markup price is equals to 100 plus markup percentage total by 100 into cost price. When we put the markup percentage, we get markup price is 130. Therefore, now we have two information. Cost price is 100 and markup price is 130. Using this information, we'll make use of the formula. Cost price upon markup price is equals to 100 minus discount percentage upon 100 plus profit percentage. Therefore, 100 upon 130 equals to 100 minus discount percentage we need to calculate. So let us assume it as X and 100 plus profit percentage is given as 4. It could be further reduced to 100 upon 130 equals to 100 minus X upon 104. Solving it further, it would be 1040 upon 13 equals to 100 minus X. So 13 upon 1040, when we try to call, we get it as 80, implies that 80 equals to 100 minus X. This gives X equals to 100 minus 80, which is 20. Hence the discount percentage is 20. Therefore the correct option is option D, 20. Hence the 20% discount is given by businessman on the markup price. This is an aptitude question based on time and work. Ram can do a piece of work in 5 days and Sham can do a piece of work in 10 days. With the help of Karan, they finish the work in 2 days. How many days would it take Karan to do the work? So let us first write the information that we have. Ram can do a piece of work in 5 days. Hence, work done by Ram in 1 day is work done by Ram in 1 day is 1/5 of the work is done. Similarly, work done by Sham in 1 day is 1 by 10. With the help of Karan, they finish the work in 2 days. So let's work done by Karan in 1 day is 1 upon X. When they take help of Karan, the work is done in 2 days. So this implies 1 by 5 plus 1 by 10 plus 1 by x is equal to 1 by 2. That is Ram plus Sham plus Karan. Karan's work in 1 day. When we solve the equation, we find out that 10, 5 tens are 50. This will be coming to 15 by 50 plus 1 by x equals to 1 by 2. That is 3 by 10. Implies that 1 by x equals to 1 by 2 minus 3 by 10. That is 10 minus 6 upon 20. That is 4 by 20. 1 by 5 implies that 1 by x equals to 1 by 5. That is Karan's work in 1 day. So Karan's work in 1 day is 1/5 of the work is done. So total number of days that will be taken by Karan to complete the work is 5 days. Hence the correct answer is option A, 5. This is a general aptitude question based on percentage. If 5% income of P is equal to 15% income of Q and 10% income of Q is equal to 20% income of R. If the income of R is rupees 2000, then what are the incomes of P and Q respectively? So first let us write down the information that is given in question. 5% of P equals to 15% of Q. That is 5 by 100 cross P equals to 15 by 100 cross Q. Similarly, 10% of Q is equal to 20% of R. That is 10 by 100 of Q equals to 20 by 100 of R. When we simplify this, it becomes 1 by 20, 3 by 20, 1 by 10, 4 by 20, that is 2 by 10 or 1 by 5. So the simplified equation becomes P by 20 equals to 3Q by 20 or P equals to 3 times of Q. And from this what we'll get is Q by 10 equals to R by 5. Now we have the value of R given in question, that is 2000. So R is equals to 2000. Keeping this value of R in this equation, we get Q is equals to 2000 by 5 into 10. Hence the value of Q is 4000. Therefore Q is having 4000 rupees. Now when putting the value of Q in the equation P equals to 3Q, we get P value as 3 times of 4000 equals to 12,000. Hence the correct answer is P and Q. So for P it will be 12,000, for Q it will be 4,000. Looking at the option B satisfies the value of P and Q, hence B is the correct answer. This is a question from database management systems. A minimal super key, that is one of the super keys for which no proper subset is a super key, is called. Options are super key, candidate key, primary key, or candidate key and primary key. The correct answer for this question is option D, candidate key and primary key. What is a candidate key? Candidate key is a minimal super key. Why it is called minimal super key? Because we select a candidate key from a set of super keys such that the selected candidate key is the minimum attribute required to uniquely identify the table. It is the minimal attribute required to uniquely identify the table. That is, the selected candidate key is the single attribute required to uniquely identify the table, and this candidate key is selected from a set of super keys, and primary key is selected from the set of candidate key, hence a minimal super key is also called primary key. Therefore, the correct answer for this question is option D, candidate key and primary key. This is a question from programming and data structures. A recursive problem like Tower of Hanoi can be rewritten without recursion using. Options are stack, priority queue, graph or cycles. The correct answer for this question is option A, stack. What is a stack? So, stack is an ordered list where insertion and deletion takes place at one end. Insertion and deletion takes place at one end. So basically it is a last in first out type of data structure, or also called as first in last out. First in last out. So recurrence relation for Tower of Hanoi is Tn equals to 2t n minus 1 plus 1. This is a recurrence relation for Tower of Hanoi. It is also important. One additional information, like for n disk, if we want to calculate the number of moves, then it is given by 2 to the power n minus 1. This is number of moves required for n disks in Tower of Hanoi. This is an aptitude question based on logical reasoning. So basically we are given two statements followed by four conclusions, and we need to figure out which of the following conclusion is true based on the given two statements, and we need to assume that the given two statements are true always. So let us see the given statements. All boys are girls, no girl is a man. Let us draw the Venn diagram for this, possible Venn diagram for this. All boys are girls. All boys are girls. So this is the possible Venn diagram for the first statement. No girl is a man. Therefore, man is totally separate from girls, and therefore it follows as this. So this is the given Venn diagram. Now let us analyze the given conclusions. No boy is a man. It is a true statement. We observe that all boys are girls, and since all boys are girls and no girl is a man, therefore no boy is a man. Since there is no direct relation between girl and man, and since all girls are boys, therefore no boy is a man is a true statement. Some boys are men. Since no boys are men is true, therefore it is not possible that some boys are men. Therefore this is a false statement because both are contradictory of each other. All girls are boys. We observe that boys is subset of girls. Boys subset of girls. Therefore it is possible that all boys, it is given that all boys are girls, but it is not possible that all girls are boys, since boys are subset of girls. Therefore there may be some girls which are boys, but not all girls which are boys. Therefore all girls are boys is also a false statement. Some men are boys. Since all boys are girls and there is no direct relation between girls and men, therefore some men are boys is also not a possible situation. Therefore it is also a false statement, false conclusion. Hence only First conclusion follows, that is no boy is a man, and therefore option B is the correct answer for this question. This is an aptitude question based on logical reasoning. We are given two statements followed by four conclusions, and from the given conclusions we need to figure out which of the conclusions follow from the given statements. We need to assume that all given statements are true in any of the condition. So the given statements are, all sentences are words and all words are alphabet. Let us draw the possible Venn diagram for this. All sentences are words. All sentences are words. And all words are alphabets. All words are alphabets. So this is the possible Venn diagram from the given statements. And now let us see each of the conclusions one by one. All words are sentences. So the relation between words and sentences is subset of words. Therefore, we cannot say that all words are sentences. We can say that all sentences are words, but we cannot say that all words are sentences, since sentences is subset of words. Therefore, conclusion 1 is false. And since conclusion 1 is false, therefore option A and option D is eliminated, because it says all follows, and since 1 doesn't follow, therefore both option A and D is eliminated. Let us see the second statement. All sentences are alphabets. So, since all sentences are words and all words are alphabets, therefore all sentences are also alphabets. Therefore, this is a true statement. Since all sentences are words and all words are alphabets, therefore all sentences are alphabets. So, still both B and C options are contenders for the correct answer. Let us see the third option. All alphabets are words. All alphabets are words. So similarly, from the first option we see that since all sentences are words but not all words are sentences, so similarly all alphabets are words is the false option. Since all words are alphabets but the reverse is not true, that all alphabets are words, because words is subset of alphabet. Words subset of alphabet. Therefore, all words are alphabet but all alphabet are not words, i.e. the reverse is not true. So, since 3 doesn't follow, therefore option C is the correct answer. Anyhow, we will be checking the fourth conclusion also. Some alphabets are words. So all words are alphabets based on the given Venn diagram, but it might be possible that there are some alphabets, those are words also. Since words is subset of alphabet, and therefore it is possible that there are some alphabets which are words also. Therefore, option 4 is also true. Hence, only conclusion 2 and conclusion 4 follows from the given statements, and therefore option C is the correct answer. This is an aptitude question based on logical reasoning. We are given two statements and we need to assume that these two statements are true even if they seem to be at variance from the commonly known facts. And we are given four conclusions. Now we need to find out which conclusions among the four given conclusions are following based on the two statements. So the statements are, all shoes are socks, some socks are gloves. So let us first draw the Venn diagram for the given statements. All shoes are socks. All shoes are socks. From this we understand that all shoes are socks. And then some socks are gloves. So it is not saying anything about shoes. Some socks are gloves. So some socks are gloves. What does it mean? There are some socks which are gloves. Now, let us analyze each of the following four conclusions. Some shoes are gloves. Since all the shoes are socks, therefore the definite case is not possible that some shoes are gloves. Therefore, this statement is false. Since all shoes are socks and hence we cannot define that this particular shoes are only gloves, and hence the given statement that some shoes are gloves is false. Some socks are shoes. True. Since all the shoes are socks, therefore it is true that there must be some socks which are shoes. It is a true statement. All gloves are shoes. This is also a false statement as there is no relation given between shoes and gloves, or the no definite relation given between shoes and gloves. Therefore, we cannot say that all gloves are shoes. No shoes are gloves. No shoes are gloves. This is also a false statement as there is a no definite relation between shoes and gloves, and hence no shoes are gloves is also a false statement. Therefore, only conclusion 1 follows. That is, only conclusion 2 follows. That is, some socks are shoes. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. So this is an aptitude question based on sitting arrangement. Group of girls gossip with each other. All are sitting surrounding a round table. The names of girls are Siksha, Radha, Chinu, Snigdha and Rani. So there are 5 girls. It is not necessary that they are sitting in the order of the name as mentioned here. So let us figure out the order from the question. Radha is second to the right of Siksha. First we'll fix a place for Siksha. Radha is second to the right and hence Radha comes here. Siksha doesn't sit with Chinu. Hence neither to the left or right of Siksha, Chinu will be there. So the only place left for Chinu is this. Rani is second to the right of Radha. So second to the right of Radha is Rani. The last place that is left is of Snigdha. If Radha and Snigdha change their places, then who will sit second to the left of Rani? So now if Radha and Snigdha exchange their places, so here comes Snigdha and here comes Radha. Then who will be second to the left of Rani? So second to the left of Rani will be first is Chinu and second is Snigdha. Hence correct answer is option D, Snigdha. This is an aptitude question. In a certain code, consider is written as consider is written as R, M, N, B, S, F, E, J. How is monopoly written in the same code? L, Y. While observing, we divide consider into 2 parts and observe that C minus 1 gives us B, O minus 1 gives us N, N minus 1 gives us M, and S minus 1 gives us R. Similarly, I plus 1 gives us J, D plus 1 gives us E, E plus 1 gives us F, and R plus 1 gives us S. So while we apply the same pattern, M minus 1, O minus 1, N minus 1, O minus 1, P plus 1, O plus 1, L plus 1 and Y plus 1. That too diagonally. So M minus 1 will give us L, O minus 1 will give us N, N minus 1 will give us M, and O minus 1 will give us N. N, M, N, L. Similarly, P plus 1 will give us Q, O plus 1 will give us P, L plus 1 will give us M, and Y plus 1 will give us Z. Therefore, the correct answer is N, M, N, L, Z, M, P, Q. So, option B satisfies this Hence, the correct answer is option B. This is an aptitude question based on blood relations. Answer the questions on the basis of data given below. O is X's father. Suppose X is a person and O is there. So O is X's father, that is father of X. Y is Z's mother. Suppose Y is there and Z is there. So Y is mother of Z. P is O's mother. P is O's mother. So P is here and mother of O, indirectly grandmother of X. X is Z's sister. X is sister of Z. Therefore brother of X. Since X and Z are brother and sisters, therefore Y and O will be husband and wife. And since Y is mother of Z, therefore Y is wife of O. Wife of O. How is Y related to O? Therefore correct answer for this question is option A, wife of O. This is an aptitude question based on blood relations. Answer the questions on the basis of data given below. O is X's father. Suppose X is a person. So O is father of X. Y is Z's mother. Suppose Y is also there and Z is there. So she is mother of Z. P is O's mother. So P is also a person and she is O's mother. Hence X is grandmother. X is Z's sister. X is sister of Z. Therefore Z is brother of X. And once X and Z are brother and sisters, therefore Y is wife of O. Wife of O. How is O related to Z? So how is O related to Z? Since O is father of X and X is Z's sister, therefore O is also father of Z. Correct answer for this question is option C, father. This is an aptitude question based on blood relation. A is the father of B and C is the son of D. E is the brother of A and B is the sister of C. How is D related to E? Options are daughter, brother, brother-in-law and sister-in-law. So there are 5 members A, B, C, D and E. Let us try to draw the family chart. A is the father of B. A is father of B. Few points to note that if there is a generation gap between two person, then we'll keep them above and below. But if they are of same level or of same generation, we'll keep them beside. Okay. So since A is father of B, therefore A is above B. C is son of D. C is son of D. E is the brother of A. E is the brother of A. And B is the sister of C. So these relations are clear to us, and when these relations are clear, since B is sister of C and A is father of B, therefore B is daughter of A and A is also father of C, and since C is son of D, therefore D will be female and wife of A. When D is wife of A, therefore D will be sister-in-law of E. Therefore option D is the correct answer. This is an aptitude question based on blood relation. Pointing towards a picture, Ramesh said, "That picture is of the sister, of the grandson, of the father, of my maternal uncle. How is that lady in the picture related to Ramesh?" Options are mother's sister, cousin that is maternal brother, cousin that is maternal sister, or father's sister. So, option B is eliminated in the first go itself, since it is telling that maternal brother is there, but we are referring to the lady in the picture. Therefore, option B is eliminated. Now we will chart the blood relation. So whenever we will start charting, we will start it from the backwards. That is, we will start from maternal uncle. So whose maternal uncle? Ramesh maternal uncle. Ramesh's maternal uncle. So this is Ramesh, suppose. Then she'll be Ramesh's mom. His brother would be Ramesh's maternal uncle. Now, father of the maternal uncle, that is either father of Ramesh's maternal uncle or Ramesh's mom. So, father. Grandson of the father. So grandson of the father will be Ramesh's maternal uncle's son. He will be cousin or maternal brother of Ramesh. Sister of the grandson would be Ramesh's maternal sister. Hence, correct answer for this question is option C, cousin, that is maternal sister. So this is a general aptitude question. Ramesh's father is a pediatrician. Ram's father is a trader. Krishnan's father is a school teacher. Krishnan falls ill. Where should his father take him? These questions are kind of bonus questions where it is very easy to score in this type of questions. So here it is said that Krishnan is falling ill, and when someone falls ill, we definitely won't take him to home or school. Now the options left are to Ramesh's father or Ram's father. So Ram's father is a trader and Ramesh's father is pediatrician. If Krishnan is falling ill, of course he'll take him to Ramesh's father. Hence option C is the correct answer. This is an aptitude question based on blood relations. Answer the questions on the basis of the data given below. O is X's father. Suppose X is a person and O is there, so O is X's father. Father of X. Y is Z's mother. Suppose Y and Z are there, so Y is Z's mother. Z is there and Y is there. So Y is mother of Z. Now P is O's mother. O's mother is P. Therefore she'll be grandmother of X. Now X is Z's sister. X is Z's sister. So Z is brother of X. When X and Z are brother and sisters, therefore Y and O will be husband and wife. So Y is wife of O. If P has daughter Q, suppose P has a daughter Q. Then O and Q will be brothers and sisters. She will be sister of O. And hence, how is Q related to Z? So how is Q related to Z? So O is father of X and therefore O is father of Z also, since X and Z are brother and sisters, and Q is sister of O, therefore Q is aunt of Z. This is an aptitude question based on blood relations. Answer the questions on the basis of data given below. O is X's father. Suppose X is a person, O is there, so O is father of X. Y is Z's mother. Y is also a person. Z is there, so Y is mother of Z. P is O's mother. So P is O's mother. O's mother. And hence, since O is father of X and O's mother is P, therefore P is grandmother of X. So the correct answer for this question is, how is P related to X? The correct answer for this is option B, grandmother. This is an aptitude question based on number series. The series is 5, 16, 49, 104, 181. We need to find the next number. We see that the difference between first and second number is 11. The difference between second and third number is 33. The difference between third and fourth number is 55. Fourth and fifth number is 77. Hence the next number should be plus 99. Therefore the answer will be 181 plus 99, which is 280. Therefore the correct answer for this question is option C, 280. This is an aptitude question based on number series. The series is 14, 28, 20, 40, 32 and 64. We need to find the next number. We observe that 14 cross 2 equals to 28. This is my second number. Third number is 20, which is 28 minus 8. This is my third number. Next number is 20 cross 2, which is 40. This is my fourth number. Again next number is 40 minus 8 equals to 32. That is my fifth number. Similarly, sixth number will be 32 cross 2 equals to 64, which is my sixth number. So hence the final number or the final answer would be 64 minus 8 equals to 56. Therefore option B is the correct answer. This is a question based on number series from the aptitude section. Considering 5 as the first element in the sequence 5, 11, 23, 47. What is the sixth element in this sequence? So we need to identify the sixth element. Let us see the difference between first and second element. It is 6. The difference between second and third element is 12. The difference between third and fourth element is 24. Following this pattern, that is 6 2s are 12, 12 2 times 24, 24 2 times it will be plus 48 here, and the number should be 95. Similarly, 48 2 times, that is 96, and the number here should be 95 plus 96, that is 191. Hence the number here should be 191. Therefore the correct answer for this question is option A. So this is an aptitude question based on number series. The series is 4, 27, 256, 3125, and the next number we have to figure out. We observe that 4 can be written as 2 to the power 2. Similarly, 27 can be written as 3 to the power 3. Following the pattern, 256 is 4 to the power 4, and similarly 3125 is 5 to the power 5. So next number that would be, following this pattern, it would be 6 to the power 6. that is 6 to the power 3 plus 3, or 6 to the power 3 into 6 to the power 3, that will come 4, 6, 6, 5, 6. Anyhow, 6 into 6 is 36 and the last digit will be 6 anyhow. Therefore, from the given option, option A fits it, and hence option A is the correct answer. So this is an aptitude question based on sitting arrangement. Group of girls gossip with each other. All are sitting surrounding a round table. All are sitting surrounding a round table. The name of girls are Siksha, Radha, Chinu, Snigdha and Rani. So there are 5 girls. It is not necessary that they are sitting in the order of name as mentioned here. So let us figure out the order of the girls based on the question. Radha is second to the right of Siksha. So suppose we fix a place for Siksha. Radha is sitting second to the right. Hence the place for Radha is second to the right. Siksha doesn't sit with Chinu. So neither to the left of Siksha nor to the right of Siksha Chinu will come. So Chinu's place will be beside Radha. Rani is second to the right of Radha. So when we go to the right of Radha, this place fixes for Rani. The only place left is between Radha and Siksha, and that would be of Snigdha. Now let us see the question. Who sits to the left of Siksha? So when we see to the left of Siksha, Rani is sitting there. Hence the correct answer is option A, Rani. This is an aptitude question based on sitting arrangements. 5 people are standing in a row. Aman is standing next to Karan but not adjacent to Tanuj. Radhika is standing next to Priyanka, who is standing on the extreme left, and Tanuj is not standing next to Radhika. Who all are standing adjacent to Aman? Options are Radhika and Karan, Karan and Tanuj, Karan and Priyanka, or Radhika and Tanuj. So we have 5 people standing in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people are standing in a row. Now let us give a short name for each of them. So Aman, BA, Karan, BK, Tanuj, BT, Radhika, BR, and Priyanka, BP. So based on the first statement, Aman is standing next to Karan but not adjacent to Tanuj. So we have 2 possible scenarios. Aman, Karan, Tanuj, or Tarun, Karan, Aman. Both of these scenarios satisfy the first condition, which is Aman is standing next to Karan but not adjacent to Tanuj. Therefore, both of these conditions satisfy the first statement. Now, next is Radhika is standing to Priyanka, who is to the extreme left. So, basically, Radhika is on the extreme left, Priyanka is on the extreme left. Radhika is standing next to Priyanka, who is on the extreme left. Therefore, Priyanka is on extreme left. Suppose this is left side, this is right side. So, Priyanka is on extreme left and Radhika is standing next to Priyanka. Therefore, second position from the left is Radhika. And Tanuj is not standing next to Radhika. Therefore, this particular situation is not possible. If we arrange like this, T, K, A, in this situation, Tarun is standing adjacent to Radhika, and which is not in the given condition. Therefore, this situation is not possible, and the only possible scenario is Aman, Karan and Tarun. Aman, Karan and Tarun. Because in this we follow, or all the 3 situation scenarios is satisfied. Aman is standing next to Karan, that's fine, but not adjacent to Tanuj. That is also fine, as between Aman and Karan there is, Aman and Tanuj there is Karan. Radhika is standing next to Priyanka, Radhika is standing next to Priyanka, and on the Priyanka is on the extreme left, and Tanuj is not standing next to Radhika. Therefore, all the 3 scenarios are satisfied. Now, who are standing adjacent to Aman? So adjacent to Aman is Radhika and Karan. Therefore, option A is the correct answer for this question. This is a question from software engineering. Software consists of set of instructions plus operating procedures, programs plus documentation plus operating procedures, programs plus hardware manuals, or set of programs. The correct answer for this question is option B, that is programs plus documentation plus routines or procedures for operation of the computer system. While hardware consists of physical components of a computer system. Therefore, option B is the correct. This is a question from Web Technologies from HTML topic. Adding the style attributes in HTML elements is known to be. Options are internal, inline, outline, and external. The correct answer for this question is option B, inline. So, there are three ways of implementing style in HTML. What are those styles? First is inline, second is embedded, and third is external style sheet. So what happens in inline is inside the HTML start tag we use the inline statements. What happens in embedded style is we use embedded inside the head element. And what happens in external style sheet, we give link to the external CSS files.